Art. When you hear she is art, what what is the first thing that comes to mind?
Movement.
Okay.
Definitely movement. I feel, well, me personally, at this moment, I'm very connected to my body and just, I'm still learning my body and whatnot. So I think art is, in general, art is everything to me. And a woman exudes all that art in terms of movement, in terms of emotions, in terms of speaking, like, however it is that she vibrates and she operates. She is just her in art, period. Like,
In so many
there's
different ways and forms, right?
How do you define art? Like, you can't. So how do you define a woman? You can't. She's just beautiful in her being.
Right. I love that. It's been a breakthrough as well as a struggle. Learning how to have a different perspective about feelings as a woman. Because I identified for a long time being emotional, tearing up, opening up as or being too lovey-dovey as weakness.
Oh yeah.
For a long time.
That's conditioning, my love. Definitely. I have definitely experienced that myself, especially in my younger years growing up. My father never wanted me to cry, not because of anything, but he just wanted me to be strong as a female, which I totally get and embrace. But yeah, like, it's definitely not a weakness. I see it as a strength. If anything, it's, especially tears, I feel like that's your body's way of letting go, and sometimes we just need to express ourselves. In general, we are human, and what does it mean to be human? Like, we have these emotions for what? They're for something, and they're to be, obviously to an extent, they're to be explored, and they're to be, it's a part of our lives. Like, if we don't engage in our emotions and express ourselves to the best of our ability, we're doing ourselves an injustice, where we're not growing. There's no way you're growing without, like, feeling, period. Like, there's just no way in life.
No, I know. Yeah. I've come to terms with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a process, and I'm definitely still learning it. Like, and I find that absolutely beautiful. At one point, I found it like, I should know this already, and this, whatever. But that's putting restriction on my process, which I fully understand now, and so here I am. That's it, here I am. As anything like we see on TV today, at all. My perspective of relationships is very open. Everything flows. You feel more like you're best friends than anything, and it's very airy. You don't have any restrictions. You can be entirely and fully yourself. You can laugh, you can play, you can act like a 5-year-old if you wanted to, you know what I mean, with each other, of course. And you give one another space to be, however that may be, without judgment.
We should be able to grow together, even if how and where you're growing is completely different than where and how I'm growing. There should still be that connection where it's supportive.
Right, definitely.
And that there shouldn't be a restraint as to how far you grow or where you're going.
Well, I think that's a lot of the issue today, is that people expect to move at the same pace, and everybody has their own process in how they grow. So, you have to, love is about being free, and it's about allowing someone to be them fully, however that is. If your lover has to leave for a while and, you know, find themselves, then who are we to restrict them from doing that?
Right.
You know, because, I mean, I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't want that done to me. So, you know,
Yeah.
like, you know, it's not. We're like, as I said today, I mentioned and I posted on my social media, I mentioned how we're human and we, you know, we're not different from a flower. We're not different from the seasons that change.
Right.
So, you know, we should be able to fully be ourselves in our human form and explore life, however that may be.
What does love have to do with art?
What's love got to know? What does love have to do with art? What doesn't love have to do with art is how I feel. Love is art. Like, you have to, in order to express art, you have to be like it has to be an emotion. And even if it's frustration, like, you know, how I mentioned, even if it's an emotion of frustration, what comes out of that is love, because you release, you know. And I feel like that release is acceptance, and that release is love. Like, acceptance, love works hand in hand.